Hi there and welcome back to STL TV Live. I'm Ivy Hartman, and joining me in the studio now to talk about the Ancient Order of Hibernians organization and the events is the publicity chairman, Jim Mohan. Thanks for joining us.
Glad to be here.
You're like the man of the hour this time of year.
It's pretty busy this time of year. We have a lot going on.
That's true. So we know the St. Patrick's Day parade that happens in Dogtown, and we'll get to that in just a minute.
Okay.
But really, we talked about you being part of the Ancient Order of Hibernians. Can you tell us more about that organization?
Oh, I'd be happy to. The Hibernians actually started years ago in the 15th century. The Hibernians were first started in Ireland, and what they really did was protect priests. In those days, the English had the penal laws, and the Irish Catholics couldn't even practice a religion in their own country. So the Hibernians were like protectors. They would protect the priests because the priests were hunted. They had actually a price on their heads. So they'd help protect the priests and also do security when they tried to say the Mass so people could practice Mass. And pushing ahead to this country back in the late 1700s, early 1800s, the Hibernians incorporated in America to help young Irish immigrants coming over get jobs, housing, even a place to stay and something to eat. And eventually it evolved into a social fraternal organization, which is the men's and the ladies' Ancient Order of Hibernians today, what we have today. And basically we do charity events, raise money for charities in the United States and charities in Ireland.
Wonderful. St. Patrick's Day, the day where everyone is Irish. You've got a great parade that happens in Dogtown. What is St. Patrick's Day a real observance of?
Well, it's actually observance, it's the Feast of St. Patrick, the Apostle of Ireland. And actually, in 461, it was actually the day he died. But the Irish took that, he was the saint of Ireland, he helped convert Ireland to Catholicism. And basically what we do now is celebrate his day by honoring him on his feast day. It's been a big holiday in the United States because obviously so many Irish came and immigrated to the United States.
That makes sense. All right, let's talk about the event that happens on March 17th every year in Dogtown for the last 29 years, except for the first 2 years, right. You guys weren't in Dogtown.
Right. First year we were in Clayton, we launched it, and then the next year we went to Hazelwood, North County, both successful parades. But we moved it to Dogtown because we always wanted to march on March 17th.
Right.
And so Dogtown is an old traditional Irish neighborhood, and we couldn't think of a better place, more fitting place to have the parade, because we modeled the parade on parades you would have seen in Ireland in the 1800s, where the people would gather, march through the town, and they would end up at the church and have a festival. And that's exactly what we do every year in Dogtown.
And speaking of that, that's something I didn't know, that there's a lot to do after the parade in Dogtown.
Oh, correct. The parade starts at 12:30, it ends a couple hours later. Then we block off the streets in Dogtown. We have a festival. And in the festival, during the festival we have is, it's just people are out in the streets enjoying themselves. And it's funny because we talk to people every year that that's the one time a year that all the Irish can gather and talk. And that goes on until 6 o'clock at night, and then everything closes down outside, and then the bars close down at 8 o'clock. So we have the whole neighborhood. We start cleaning up and putting it back to normal the next day, so Dogtown gets its neighborhood back.
The Ancient Order of Hibernians, are you guys just limited to an organization here in St. Louis, or are you throughout the state of Missouri?
It's throughout the state of Missouri, it's throughout the country, throughout the world.
Sure.
There's Hibernian chapters everywhere, even obviously back in Ireland. But there's a big contingent here. We have over 6 divisions here between the men and women's divisions. And there's divisions in Illinois, and we get together with all of them at these various events. We have a parade, although Belleville has a parade, but we have a couple of events during the year, the Irish Emerald Ball, the Irish Country Fair, and all the Hibernians help out with that too.
That is neat. The parade is a great event and a wonderful venue to highlight all of those things, and a lot of work goes into it.
Right.
I know that there are a lot of volunteers and things like that. So what recommendations do you have for people who are planning to come down to the parade at 12:30 on March 17th in Dogtown? You guys march down
Tam Avenue. We started at the south zoo entrance of Forest Park, march across Tam Avenue overpass, and the parade kind of starts after the overpass at Oakland Avenue, cut up to Tam Avenue all the way down to Manchester. It's a sea of people. Parking is a premium. There's first come, first serve. There are some parking lots for price in the area. The Hibernians get none of the money from the parking lots, but we encourage people to get there early, to get your spot along the parade route, because it gets crowded too. Not only the parking is an issue, but even getting along the parade route is an issue, because there are 8, 10 people deep in some parts along the parade route.
For more information, stlhibernians.com. Like we said, the parade begins at 12:30 p.m. on Saturday, March 17th. It is an annual parade that happens every March 17th on St. Patrick's Day. Now, as Jim mentioned, the Ancient Order of Hibernians doesn't receive any money, but it does take some funds to put this on.
Right.
And in to help other philanthropic
Right.
things that you guys, outreach that you guys do. And then we've got a great opportunity for you to kick off your St. Patrick's Day weekend. You can start it on Thursday, March 15th. We'll have all the details on that event when we come back. More with Jim in just a minute. And if you want to keep up with all the other great events going on around St. Louis, in addition to the St. Patrick's Day Parade, you should friend us on Facebook, follow STL TV on Twitter, or subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hey, why not do all three? And you can always watch us streaming live on stltv.net. We'll be back more with Jim right after this.